Hey everybody, before we get started, we're going to take a selfie with the crowd real quick. So if y'all want to get excited real quick, we're just going to take a selfie.
That was our first mistake. How's everybody doing today? Are y'all enjoying Comic-Con? Comic-Con! Well, first of all, I just want to say how honored I am for just to be invited to this wonderful event. I don't know why I deserve this or...
You're the best thing here!
Well, thank y'all very much. You know, when I started this, just a little bit about me. About 15 years ago, I started my own law firm. I've been practicing for 20 years. And I would have never imagined, you know, sitting here today talking in front of this many people. I do want to thank you for allowing me to come speak to you. I'm going to try my very best not to bore you. I'll talk a little bit, and then what I really want to do is open it up to some questions and answers. And so I want to be able to answer because I don't know what you want to ask me. I mean, it's really easy for me to speak in a courtroom, to speak about the law, or speak about things that I really know about, marketing, obviously. I really look forward to the next 30 or 45 minutes with y'all. If it's okay, I'd like to recognize my family for a minute. They've been very instrumental and sacrificed a lot of time, allowing me to work hard. So if y'all would be kind and give them a nice applause. My beautiful wife, Lorena, will you please stand up? My eldest daughter, Alexandra, please stand up. My twin and my look-alike and my future lawyer with me, Natalia Shunnarah, please stand up. And the precious youngest child, the most beautiful little girl in the world, Miss Olivia Shunnarah, stand up. Y'all can see the good Lord has blessed me with a beautiful family. I got married to have a son, and God gave me 3 daughters, so you know that's the way it goes. All right. Well, just a little bit about who we are. I mean, I know y'all know us from the billboards, but let me give you some facts, okay? Of course, I'm Alexander Shunnarah. We started here in Alabama about 15 years ago. I've been practicing law 20 years. I worked for another firm for 5 years to kind of get an understanding of what I was doing. We're now a Southeast firm. We're in 5 states, and which are Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, and Tennessee. And we're in 19 different cities. We have billboards in all 19 cities. We just opened up a new office in January in Nashville and in Miami, Florida. And last year, like I said, the firm celebrated its 15th year, so we're doing very well, and we've been really blessed. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in Birmingham, so Birmingham is my home. It'll always be my home. My family's here. They don't want to move. We love it here. I went to high school here at John Carroll High School. I went to Samford University. I graduated it's a long story, but I ended up graduating from UAB the last year because of, and I went to Birmingham School of Law, which is a night law school program because I owned many businesses. Everybody knows I've got an entrepreneurial spirit. Last year I was named the most famous graduate that ever graduated from Birmingham School of Law, so that's a great honor. The school's been around for 75 years, so I couldn't believe that they thought I was the most famous graduate, but it was awesome. In terms of Birmingham, my roots are here. I'll never leave. Like I mentioned earlier, we love it. We think it's a great place, to raise a family. The people here are just so nice in Birmingham. I travel to a lot of different cities, and we're here to stay forever. So hopefully, if you're from this area or from the great state of Alabama, you feel the same way that I do. A lot of people ask me, Alex, how did you do this? And so I just want to kind of give y'all a little bit of advice if I can. The main thing, you have to have a passion for what you do. If you notice, anybody that's passionate about something that they do is very, very good at it. It takes a lot of hard work, it takes dedication, it takes timing sometimes, it takes luck sometimes, but you really, really have to try to enjoy what you do. And I know there's a lot of people who get stuck, and they're doing something that they don't like to do. I would like to tell you that you should really consider today reevaluating your life and thinking about what you enjoy to do. People are always going to tell you and give you their opinions, but you and you alone know down deep inside what you're good at. Everyone has gifts, and a lot of people waste those gifts and waste those talents. But we all have gifts, so recognize what your gift is, recognize what your talents are, focus on that and give it 100%, and you'll be amazed what type of life you'll end up having. The one thing for sure is you're going to be very happy because you're enjoying what you're doing on a daily basis. So please take that to heart. I know a lot of people don't know, my background or upbringing. I told you I was from Birmingham. Look, my parents were born overseas. They're immigrants. They were born in the country of Palestine, which is now Israel. And they came over, and of course they had our family. But what I learned from my dad, and he's still living, is hard work. So I don't know if y'all are going to believe this, but when I was a little kid, every weekend, my dad wasn't an educated man, so we would get up, he would take me to the flea market with him, and we'd set up a table like this, and we'd stay there all day Saturday and Sunday, and that's just kind of how we fed our family. We would sell anything and anything. I mean, I'm sure everybody here has been to a flea market once, right? And so I was the little 15-year-old entrepreneurial flea market guy. So it was really, but I learned a lot doing that. I learned, one of my gifts is people skills. I love people. I love humanity. I genuinely like people from the bottom of my heart. And that's why I'm a man for the people. And that's why I represent people. And that's why my law firm has never represented corporate America, has never taken a penny from corporate America, and never will take a penny. I'm for the underdog, and I'm for the small. I decided, growing up and seeing and working hard and relating to people, I said, well, I wanted to get into business that had to do with people. So the law business represents people. And so that's how I kind of got into it. It's an amazing story. When I started in 2001 in my law firm, I had 8 small cases. I was the only person there. I couldn't afford an assistant. I remember, it's before my family, I remember just sitting around all the time just waiting for the phone to ring. And I know y'all are going to laugh, but every time the phone would ring, I'd be like, Alexander Shunnarah, Alexander Shunnarah. But it's, with hard work and dedication, it's amazing, how the good Lord will bless you and how you just, I got out and started, passing business cards and reaching out to everybody and letting everybody know I had my own little firm. And I'm proud to say today we have 18,000 cases, which if you didn't know that. I hope it's okay that I say this, and I know you guys know me from the billboards and stuff, but I do want to tell y'all, we are a great law firm. We do great legal work. I'm just going to say it. I think we're the best law firm in the United States of America. We love our clients, and if a lawyer in my office doesn't think the way I think, I just won't tolerate it, and they won't. I've been known to let a few of them go work somewhere else. Y'all want to talk about some marketing and billboards? Yeah! All right. About 2008, before billboards, billboards are called outdoor advertising. And so what's really ironic about this entire story is that when I wanted to get into billboards, all the experts told me, don't get into the billboards. Because they said billboards didn't work. But I guess they were wrong. But what they said is they said that you wasted your money, don't do outdoor advertising. And I had done some traditional television advertising, and we're on TV, and TV does work, and people know you from television. But the yellow pages and print advertising for most of y'all, like in San Francisco in 2008, if you look it up, they outlawed phone books because the West Coast is a little advanced. We're still in the South, and I love the South from the bottom of my heart, but sometimes we're slow to come around on certain things. But when it came to print, I remember reading an article in San Francisco said, hey, we're outlawing all, phone books. Everything's online, so all the yellow pages now are online. You still see them in Alabama, but I think they still send them. If I get a phone book, I don't keep it, obviously, but. So I looked at the billboards and I said, you know what, I'm not going to listen to all the experts, and I'm going to do my own homework on outdoor advertising. And so I did. And what I learned about outdoor advertising, if y'all would like to know, from a marketing and advertising standpoint, is outdoor advertising and billboards doesn't give you the immediate response that you're looking for, meaning most lawyers or most business people, if you watch commercials, it's all called direct response. So, you watch a commercial and they'll say, hey, come buy a car. Or you see a lawyer and they'll say, call me now. Or, during the holidays, you've got all the retail people advertising, come buy this, come buy that. But what billboards does is it's called a ping factor. And without you even knowing it, every time you go by a billboard, it just kind of pings your brain. And after about 1 million pings, without you even knowing it, it's kind of embedded in your mind. And that is kind of what has happened with the Alexander Shunnarah billboards. Is, we started with one. I know I may get this question later. We have 2,500 billboards now. we'll be buying some more soon. But what it has done, and it's hard to believe, we are actually now a brand. And it's been all from the billboards, and it's amazing that it just goes and shows you if you stick to a marketing plan and you purchase enough billboards and you do good legal work and you do some other traditional types of advertising, that the community will embrace you. And they've embraced us in every city that we're in. And you know, we're proud to say that pretty much every market that we work in, you know, we're one or two or three of the best law firms in that market, and people recognize us and choose us. So I still don't understand and I thank y'all so much, I don't understand the affinity of why people like the billboard so much. You know, might be my pretty face, who knows? But I really, once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all for supporting our law firm and liking the billboards. And you know, we've done a real good job with social media recently. I have a friend of mine who's in the crowd. Her name is Kelly Coberly. Stand up, Kelly. Kelly is the owner of Alexander Shunnarah Billboards Facebook page, and if you haven't ever seen that page, she is one of the most young, creative women that I've ever made, and I thank her. She's turned me into a meme. Yep. Has anybody seen the Jurassic video? She created that video one night after watching Jurassic Park, and it got like 2.5 million hits or something. That's crazy. Kelly. In regards to being a meme in Alabama, I want to thank everybody who watches our videos or who follows us on social media. I'm just honored that, you know, Kelly tries to make them as creative as possible. We talk sometimes about, you know, things, you know, sometimes I'm practicing law, so I can't be involved every single day, but she does an incredible job for us. We have an incredible public relations team that has really helped us. Special thanks to KC Projects and Krista. I think and I'm really humbled and shocked by all the attention. I know I've said that, but I kind of like it. It's a lot of fun, and it has really just energized me just to work harder and even be a better lawyer and keep growing and keep expanding. We've been on track to open up in 2 new cities every year, and hopefully we can continue that trend. But I'm never leaving Birmingham. This is my home office. I hope y'all take this invitation. My headquarters is at 2900 First Avenue South, and anybody in this room is welcome to come by and visit with me anytime. All you have to do is just come to the office and say, I want to see Alex, or send an email. I've got this beautiful penthouse on the 3rd floor, and it overlooks the city of Birmingham, and y'all can take all the pictures you want, and we'll break bread and spend some time together. So, I'm serious. My law firm is open to everybody, so please come by anytime. I think what you need to take from this, though, from a business standpoint, for yourselves and your practice and your future. I mean, you guys know this. I mean, social media is the way for the future. I would encourage everyone here, which you're probably going to say, we've already done that, Alex, but everybody that's here, promote yourself as much as possible on social media for whatever you do, whatever message you want to get across. Technology is an incredible thing. You know, I've got a lot of lawyer friends that work in Silicon Valley, and this, you know, for every Facebook you hear about or Snapchat, you know, it's not a bad thing. There's 1,000 of them that get turned down. But that just shows you how the creative juices are flowing, and there are going to continuously be something every year that comes new. And you guys being so young, you'll enjoy it. So just stay on top of that. I do want to say this, look, I don't think of myself as a celebrity. I'm just Alexander Shunnarah. If anybody really knows me, I know a few people took pictures with me. Look, I'm not just saying, I'm a great guy, I'm a nice guy.
You're a legend.
I love people. I've said that, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I love people, I love all people. I don't do my law practice to make money. I mean, it's nice that we do make money, but I just want to help everybody. And I thank y'all so much for everything. I'd like to open up to some questions, and you know, we'll stay here. I don't know what the time is, but we'll stay here every minute until we can finish all the questions and the answers. So please ask me something so I don't sit up here and look dumb. We're going to hand the microphone around.
Okay, so for my English class, I'm supposed to be interviewing a local entrepreneur. Could I interview you?
You sure
eventually?
can.
Cool.
Can I, will you do me a favor? Do you see that nice lady that's sitting right there? That handed, would you share your information with her and she'll schedule it for you? Yeah. And I'll be glad to give you an hour of my time.
Cool. Thanks.
Do you prefer IHOP or Waffle House? This is very important.
Waffle House.
Do I need to answer one or the other?
Yes.
Waffle House.
Okay, so if you hadn't have gone into law, what career do you think you would have gone into?
If I would have gone into the law? If you had not gone into the law. Well, you know, I wanted to be an actor. But that ended in the 9th grade in my drama class. And I wanted to be a baseball player. And I know I'm kind of being funny, but when your mama's 5 foot tall and your daddy's 5'4", and you don't really have all those athletic gifts, that kind of went out the window too. I'm a businessman. I'm a lawyer. I'll just say this. I would have been in some other form of business, and I would have been just as good at it as I am in this business.
Hi, I'm just wondering, what with your popularity recently, and obviously you're in the law, I was wondering if you've ever thought about seeking political office?
It's funny that you asked me that. I'm gonna be honest with you. You always have to be honest. I've had some very influential people that have come to me and asked me to run for governor of the state of Alabama. I don't know if the timing is right, because I guess I got to tell my age. I just turned 50. And the law firm is just in such a critical growth phase that I'm afraid if I step out of it, you're only as good as your leader. And I'm just afraid. So, but I still, you know, the election isn't until November of 2018. So I still have a good 6 months to make up my mind. But listen, if I run for governor, every billboard in Alabama will say, elect Alexander Shunnarah. would like to I would like to tell y'all that my daughter Natalia says she ain't moving to the mansion in Montgomery, so we'll have to probably convince her. But thank you. That was a good question.
Hi, I'm over here. Hi. So I have quite a few Shunnarahs that come into my work who claim they're related to you. And if they are, I want to know why you never come into Urban Air, the trampoline park. Not sponsored, by the way.
Tell me where Urban Air Trampoline Park is.
It's on Green Springs, right behind the Pet
Well,
Boys.
my 3 daughters have been there several times.
Hey, what's up? I give y'all some free tickets.
Yes, and listen, they're related to me because if you're a Shunnarah, you're definitely related to a Shunnarah.
Hey, do you think you can help us out with some billboards though? Because we're terrible at advertising. But me and the Shunnarahs, when they come in, like, I don't know, his name's Ferris. You know Ferris?
Yeah, I know Ferris.
Oh yeah, see, me and Ferris were buddies.
Yeah.
And so...
Ferris has been trying to get a job with me for a few months now. Tell him to cut that curly hair.
Yeah, he's good. Look, don't you hate on that. That hair is nice.
No, it's nice.
It's nice.
I wish I had that set of hair.
So you're gonna have to come. Come jump.
We're gonna come and jump. My daughters will be there tomorrow.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Question. How do you feel about the Alabama Hammer?
Well, this may be recorded, so I have to be careful. I think the Alabama Hammer, his name is Mike Slocum. I know him. I speak to him. I see him at events. I think he's trying to compete with my law firm. But I think, that's like, a 7-Eleven store competing with a Walmart. It's just kind of... But he's a very nice guy and he's a good boy. Like I said, he's a nice guy and he's a good boy. But I mean, he has 4 lawyers. I have 75, so.
Hello? Hi. One question I've always wondered is that all over Facebook you seem to become the meme of Alabama, or like it seems like your face represents Alabama. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I like that. I think, what I mean is respectfully. I mean, I think if you think about it from our standpoint, marketing is expensive, and I have really. Nobody gives Alexander Shunnarah anything for free, I promise you that. And we have spent a lot of time and money and effort trying to build a brand, and I think we've accomplished that. And we've done a good job with that. But I think it's neat that, I've seen the memes, and I understand how they work, in terms of where I get plugged in, other memes that are flying on Facebook or other areas. So I guess to answer your question, I really like it, and I think it's just I think it's deserving in some instances, and in other instances, maybe it's just overkill,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, so this is not a joke. As I was driving here yesterday from Montgomery, Alabama, I saw an empty billboard. How does that make you feel?
When are you going home? It may have my picture up on the way back.
Given what you said about social media being the future of marketing, would your law firm ever consider using memes as a legitimate form of marketing and promotion? I think it would be a good idea. as our generation transitions into adulthood with a greater need to contact a law firm?
To answer your question, sir, obviously when it comes to advertising, being a lawyer, we have to answer to the Alabama State Bar. But I am open to any form of advertising. And I have probably done more advertising than any other lawyer has ever attempted in any way imaginable. So, yes, I am open to that, and I am open to anything. I mean, I have people call me all the time. I had a guy call me, he said, "I'll tattoo your name on my face if you'll pay for it, and if you'll, then we can negotiate a price." And so I just said, "Look, I think that's kind of funny, but we're not there yet. But if business slows down," I said, "if business slows down, let me have your name and number. I might call you back."
I have a question considering you being here at this convention. Do you have any interest at all in anime or nerd culture in general? Or are you just here to be here?
I knew I was going to get that question. Listen, look, I am honored to be here. I get asked to speak at a lot of events the last couple of years. I think it's neat. I don't want to be dishonest. I didn't know as much. I mean, I've always heard about it. I never attended one before. But I love people. I think this is an incredible experience. I'll be glad to come back next year if they invite me. Growing up, I'm 50 years old. Growing up, I had my favorite comic books that I read. And so I hope that's kind of answered your question.
Also, my friend says that you are her favorite anime character.
Hi, I have a young son that's in middle school right now, and he has decided to become a lawyer when he grows up. What subject helped you during law school, and what was the worst part about law school, and how did you get over it?
Well, I guess the worst part about law school or any school is the amount of information that you have to digest. You have some teachers that are a little harder than others. You got to write a lot of papers. We've all had to write papers. They're not our favorite thing to do. But I actually loved law school. I was very good at it. When I read something, I can retain it pretty easily. It kind of made sense to me. I think, to answer your question, I think writing skills are very, very important now. The three things that you need are, to be a good lawyer is reading comprehension, creative thinking, logical reasoning. That's what you take. That's the kind of test that you take. It's called the LSAT before you get into school. So I know those are the things that they're looking for. My best advice is that your son always read and be able to write real well. Writing is so important these days.
What would you do if one morning you woke up and all your billboards were just gone?
I guess I would purchase them all back. But hopefully that would just be a nightmare.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you for signing my copy of Berserk earlier.
Thank you.
I don't know if you remember this, but the slogan I said was, "Guts wreaks vengeance upon his enemies on the battlefield, but Alexander Shunnarah wreaks vengeance upon poor drivers in the courtroom."
You really made Angela's day at the booth. She's one of my young lawyers, and I can tell you, I know her when she tells you she's going to use that line, I hope you're okay with that because she will use that line a bunch.
Just license Berserk and just put your head over it and have that as a commercial. But I was just going to share a little story. I have a friend that lives in Detroit who, as far as I'm aware, she's never been to the Southeast. She demanded I get your autograph as soon as she learned you were coming here. So I guess you just have that much reach. So just sharing that.
I appreciate it. I tell you, now obviously, you know, I own my firm and I know, and I pay for those billboards and I know where my billboards are, but you know, I get people all the time that come up to me and they'll say, you know, I was in Missouri and I saw your billboard. And I'm like, I don't really have any billboards in Missouri. And they're like, no, I swear I saw you in Missouri. And so after about 2 or 3 minutes, I just go ahead and said, yeah, you're right. I forgot I had one in St. Louis. But, you know, it's amazing where people think they see him sometimes where they're not. But I think it's a good thing. I think it just shows you the reach of the advertising.
Hi, Dad.
You got a question for me? Yeah. Okay, what's the question?
Are you an Auburn fan or Alabama fan?
War Eagle.
Okay, this is the easiest question to decide, but who do you want to win in the Super Bowl? P.S. Rise Up.
My daughter and I are going to the Super Bowl next week. And we're going to say, and I don't know if anyone likes the NFL here or is interested in the Super Bowl, but we're going to be pulling for the Atlanta Falcons. And we have a saying, and it's, rise up.
May I ask how you and your wife met?
Wife and I, well, it's a long story, but so there's a bar called the Blue Monkey in Birmingham, and I was there after work one night. Actually wasn't drinking, believe it or not. I was just trying to decompress, and I was writing on on a napkin like what I wanted to do the next day. And then she came in with one of her friends. It was early, like maybe 6 o'clock at night. And I got up the courage to talk to her. And you know, the funny part is, you know, we talked, and I don't know, you know, if she wants me to share this, but she asked me what I did, and I told her I owned a firm, but it kind of was loud in there, so she thought I said I owned a farm. But I had a suit on, and she thought, well, it is Alabama, maybe he's wearing a suit, but he does own a farm. But in the end, you know, I asked for her phone number, and she said, well, you know, I've got a sister that's, you know, I'm older than my wife. She goes, I had a sister about your age. Maybe I can set you up with her? And I was like, no, I'm not interested in your sister. I don't even know her. And in the end, she gave me her number. She made me chase her for a couple of years and work real hard, but in the end, just like I always do, I won. And she gave me 3 beautiful little girls, and we're happily married. And tomorrow is our 12-year anniversary. Happy anniversary. I got to go buy her a gift after I finish today.
I just would like to ask if you know 2 of your billboards in near Talladega are upside down. Was that a marketing trick or?
Well, since we're all friends here, we're all on the same side. Yes, that was something I decided to do in January. It was called my Flip Campaign. So I took actually 100 billboards and I turned them upside down for the month of January. And it really has created a lot of buzz. It's been a lot of fun.
Mr. Alexander Shunnarah. My name's Chang, and I actually want to note something about the personality that you identified with. You said a while ago about that you enjoy people, you like people from the bottom of your heart. But looking at it like, for me and a lot of different people just in the audience in general, we see an aggressive disconnect between the general lawyer mindset and the loving people, kindness, heartness mindset. In your law firm specifically, what do you think most of your lawyers identify as? More businessmen or more people? Or is it possible to identify as both?
Well, you have to remember, okay, to answer your question, it's a good question. As a leader of my firm, you know, we have weekly meetings, obviously with the lawyers. You know, we represent people and only people. So I think it's a little bit easier when you represent people and we represent injured people. So you get them at a time, I mean, they're in a bad place in their life most of the time, and they reach out for us for help. And so I honestly can't speak for every single lawyer in my office because, you know, we have become a big firm. We do our very, very best to hire people that have the same mindset that myself and the culture that I'm trying to teach my lawyers. I am hopeful that they feel like that and that they love the clients we represent and they'll go above and beyond for them. But I can't honestly tell you in every instance that I can control every single lawyer in my office. If we see a pattern that we think they're just out for themselves, myself and my generals, as I call them, we do our very best to try to, it's really not that hard, we just walk in and tell them they're no longer a part of the firm. But I hope that answered your question. Yes, sir.
Hey, I just want to know why exactly you chose, why you chose personal injury cases, and if you were still a lawyer but you wanted to do a different practice, which one would it have been?
Well, to answer that honestly, the way I became a personal injury attorney in the practice of law is the first firm, you know, when I came out of law school, the firm that hired me was a personal injury law firm. So that's what I was exposed to, and it's something that I quickly learned about and enjoyed doing. So naturally, when I went out on my own, I just continued in that area, that practice area that I'm in. But I think a lot of people have a misnomer that it's just personal injury. I mean, you know, we have 24 different practice areas. You know, unless you really go on our website and kind of look around, you'd be surprised at all the types of law that we practice. We do pharmaceutical litigation. The second law firm that I own, we have a criminal department, we have a bankruptcy department.
What's the name of the second one, by the way?
Alexander Shunnarah and Associates.
I went to AREF last week, and when I was driving down there, I noticed 3 of them stacking on top of each other, and then it kept going on and on for 5 whole minutes, and I wasn't sure if you were aware of that.
Well, you know, our marketing, you know, that's my KFC secret sauce. You know, I have certain marketing ways that I do that are a little different than the other lawyers, and you know, that's the only thing that I kind of keep in the vault. You know, I don't. But I wasn't aware of that, but it's a part of the plan that we do.
What would you say has been your most interesting case?
Oh my God. We just had so many cases for 15 years. So, you know, I can't name one in specific, but you know, listen, the thing about cases is every single one has a different set of facts. You know, we've represented people, a lot of catastrophic injury cases, and we have to try to figure out why something really bad happened, you know, a mine explosion, a railroad accident. But it's always interesting, and sometimes, you know, it just takes a long time to get to the bottom of it. But in the end, we're pretty successful in figuring out why something happened. Yes.
Hi. I have a friend that is currently role-playing as a lawyer in a D&D group, and there's a very popular video game called Ace Attorney, and he does this thing where he points his finger out and he says, "Objection!" And my friend wanted to know how to like mimic that in the most lawyerly way. When you're in the courtroom, how do you object? Like, what's your personality like when you do it?
Well, you know, each lawyer is different, and I think it depends on what you're objecting to. I think sometimes you'd have to be more forceful with your objection. I think sometimes it's just, you know, I object. So there's no exact certain way to object, but usually the best thing to do is to object and follow it with a rule of law on why you're objecting.
Mm-hmm.
That would get the judge's attention and give you a lot more credence than just saying object.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I was just wondering, can you describe to us the moment where it first came to your attention that you had become a meme?
You know, probably when I saw it on my social media, but it's amazing. It just seems like every single day, the marketing and the advertising every single day goes to a different level. You know, and sometimes it stays the same for a long time. But, you know, like this event, you know, this is a new all-time high for us. And I appreciate y'all so much that, you know, we've never been invited to something like this. And I think this is an example and a showing where we were reached out to. We were asked to come to this. You guys have been incredible, and I'm humbled to have been able to talk to y'all and be a part of this today. And I appreciate it, and hopefully, you know, we'll continue to participate in a lot of different things. I think that's all the time we have. They said there's a new panel coming. I'm going. Okay. Listen, and I mean this respectfully, I'm going to be here the rest of the day in the dealer room. Please come by and talk to me. My family will be here in our booth. Come get some swag, come get some t-shirt. Come get anything you want from us. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't call the Sands a takeout cell. Call me, Alexander Shunnarah.